Growing up, my family was the typical suburban household. My father worked long hours to provide for us, while my mother kept everything running smoothly at home. Though we cared for each other, we were often too busy or distracted to really connect. Most interactions felt transactional or functional, lacking deeper meaning. This began to change when my mother started practicing Nichiren Buddhism. One of her friends had introduced her to chanting, and she was immediately drawn to it. She described feeling a sense of inner calm and clarity afterwards, unlike anything she had experienced through other rituals or faiths. I was skeptical at first. I had always associated religion with stringent rules and supernatural beliefs, but Nichiren Buddhism resonated with my rational side. It focused on finding enlightenment and happiness right here in this world, not the afterlife. The practice of chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo also appealed as a straightforward technique for self-improvement. My mother chanted every morning in front of the altar she had set up. The reverberating melody of her voice as she repeated the soothing chant filled our home. I sometimes paused to listen, finding it oddly calming despite my doubts. She also began sharing Buddhist concepts with us at family dinners. Things like living in the moment, taking personal responsibility, and believing in our inherent potential. I found myself reflecting more on how my actions affected others. I also appreciated the emphasis on finding inner happiness rather than seeking validation externally. After a couple of months, I decided to try chanting. At first, I felt self-conscious, but as I continued, I entered an almost trance-like state of calm focus and clarity. Afterwards, I felt energized yet relaxed. I began joining my mother for morning chants whenever I could. My brother was the most resistant to it all, but once, when he was stressed about finals, my mother encouraged him to chant. To humor her, he begrudgingly did. The next week, he got his best grades ever. After that, he became a regular at our chanting sessions. Beyond our personal practices, the Buddhist principles my mother shared gradually infused our home with a warmer, more thoughtful energy. We found ourselves having deeper conversations during family dinners, speaking from the heart about our fears, dreams, and struggles instead of just idle chatter. Rather than getting annoyed when someone made a mistake, we tried to have patience and understand their viewpoint. Some evenings, we would gather to chant together as a family. Everyone would come together, leaving behind the outside world for those moments as we filled the house with focused intention through our voices. At times, the chanting felt solemn, even mournful, a release of collective sorrow. Other times, it had an upbeat, hopeful cadence that lifted our spirits. On my wedding day, my mother surprised me by gifting a beautiful scroll inscribed with a passage from the writings of Nichiren. Cherish those who love and nurture you, just as moonlight cherishes the moonflower. I was moved beyond words, realizing how much our relationship had deepened over the years since she began her practice. As I chanted that morning, I dedicated my bliss to alleviating suffering for people everywhere. Today, even as we navigate life's ups and downs, our family continues chanting together. The practice grounds us, reminding us to be present with gratitude. It gives us a ritual to come together, shutting out the noise of the world to connect as people behind our roles. We know we can rely on each other during difficult times. Chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo has helped us shift from simply existing as relatives to truly cherishing our bonds. Through voicing sacred syllables passed down through centuries, we center ourselves in what matters, this shared journey we are on. The ebbs and flows of life come and go. But in this moment, chanting together, we are home. As our family grew, with my siblings and I getting married and having children, chanting remained our touchstone. We sought to pass down the practice to inspire and ground the next generation. I will never forget the time my daughter Ava channeled the power of chanting during a forensics competition. She was feeling anxious before her event, worried about forgetting her lines. I told her to picture walking up confidently after taking a moment to chant Nam-myoho Renge-kyo beforehand. When I picked her up afterwards, she was beaming with a first-place medal around her neck. She recounted how the chanting had washed away her stage fright, allowing her to speak from her heart. I was so proud of her for applying her practice in that stressful situation. There have been numerous challenges over the years that chanting has helped our family navigate with wisdom and resilience. Illnesses, job losses, arguments that threatened to divide us. But the practice has instilled an ability to see beyond the surface-level crisis and find meaning. When my brother's teenage son got caught up with the wrong crowd and started failing school, we came together as a family and chanted for his happiness and potential. Seeing how much we cared touched my nephew deeply. He turned his life around, eventually becoming the first in our family to graduate college. My mother likes to say that the family that chants together grows together. Now, as she faces health issues in her later years, our entire extended family makes time to chant with her daily, whether in person or over video chat. Seeing several generations coming together to uplift her through Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is profoundly moving. In my darkest moments, chanting evokes my interconnectedness to past and future generations. I feel my grandmother's indomitable spirit, my children's loving energy. This practice binds our family across time and space. Life continues to unfold in unpredictable ways, but no matter what comes, chanting keeps us grounded. Through the resonance of our voices, we affirm our shared humanity and purpose. We understand the truth of Nichiren's teaching. Winter always turns to spring.